Welcome back. While cereals inflation of 12 to 13% have caught headlines, the second largest factor pushing up food inflation are milk prices. In February, CPI data showed milk prices up by 9.6% from year-ago levels, higher than an already elevated 8.8% YOY rise in January. And while cereal prices will hopefully ease as the Rabi harvest comes in, milk prices are seen getting higher. Experts say the rise in milk prices is because fodder prices were very high last winter. In fact, all of 2022. From Jan to June last year, feed cost was up 30% on an average because of the high cost of maize and soya cake. Karnataka Milk Marketing Federation have kept milk prices unchanged at 50 rupees a packet, but they sell 900 millilitres instead of 1,000 millilitres in one packet. So shrinkflation over there. Tamil Nadu state government owned milk supplier Avin could procure only 27 lakh litres in March versus 37 lakh litres per day that it did in previous months. The Indian Express reported this. And finally, the Bombay Milk Producers Association, as of March 1st, increased buffalo milk prices from 80 to 85 rupees per litre. That's a stiff increase. Where do we go from here on milk prices? I have with me the man who absolutely knows it all for the last 40 years, Mr. S Sodhi, the former managing director of Amul and even now president of the Indian Dairy Federation. Good morning, Mr. Sodhi. It's a pleasure to have you back on the channel. We start. What is the cause for this? Is it all because cereals and maize were higher and therefore this milkflation now?
Well, Lataji, you are absolutely right. You have already given the background. One has to understand how milk is produced. It is produced by the cattle once they eat feed or the fodder. If the feed or fodder cost increases, naturally the output cost has to increase like any other industry. But in case of milk, prices have a lag time. I mean, it follows 5 to 6 months after the increase in the feed cost. I mean, if you see, compared to all the, whether maize or deer rice bran or the oilseed cake or the molasses or the packaging or the energy, everything prices have gone up 20 to 25%. Okay. And simultaneously, demand has also increased tremendously. Reason is simple. Now, after COVID, I feel consumers are now going more for protein and fat diet. And India is mostly vegetarian, so milk products demand is increasing. And you must have read and know also that last year, few months back, we also had the this lumpy scheme. So that impacted the movement of new animals from the outer states or within the states to the new buyers. So farmers could not induct enough number of cows and buffalo in their stable or in their farm. So that has also impacted. But let me tell you, this 9 to 10% increase is much less than the, like you mentioned, the wheat cost, which is 19% plus, or the other prices. And in all animals when we protect, it's not only the milk. You take the poultry prices, that is also 20-25% up, because there also the cereals is consumed. So, but I feel in the coming few months, it will stabilize, especially in the dairy, because we are entering into the summer, which is the lowest milk production of procurement.
Mr. Sodhi, may I stop you for a minute? This is a new point for us, that milk prices rise after a gap when cereals prices rise. So is it that cattle are, calves are fattened or more calves are produced in the winter season and therefore there is this lag? Is that how we should understand?
That calving period is a matter, but actually when cereal prices increases, farmers or the milk producers start feeding less. I mean, if they are buying 100 rupees cattle feed, they give by 100 rupees, but less of the quantity. So naturally it impacts the production. So now I think with the, we are expecting bumper harvest of cereal. So definitely feed prices will stabilize, and then we can expect after Diwali, next winter, good availability of milk. But right now, because like you mentioned, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, or all other parts of India, organized sector is getting around 5 to 6% less milk compared to last year. Although it is much higher than the previous 2021, but last year was the bumper milk procurement. So compared to last year, it is less.
Okay. So you're saying why would it take up all the way until October, November for things to stabilize?
You see, summer is approaching, already started. So in summer, production reduced by 20 to 30% because the heat, the stress is there. The side-by-side demand increases. So in fact, during summer, which is called lean season in milk industry, we consume lot of commodities which we make during the winter. And unfortunately, this winter, we do not have the commodity stocks. So I don't feel that this summer will be still very difficult to meet the requirement. But once after Diwali, the flush season starts when production increases, then I think I can expect the prices will stabilize or may go down. But till the Sahara on Diwali, I don't foresee any reduction in milk or milk product prices.
Okay. Sir, you are also a member of the International Dairy Federation in Brussels,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I wanted to know whether it would make sense for the next 2-3 months to have to reduce the duties on imported skimmed milk powder for the next, say, 3 months, 6 months, till we reach October.
Well, I think you have raised a very important question. If you see international dairy prices, let me tell you, the international dairy prices, price inflation has been more than 20%, where they never used to have inflation dairy prices, and which has impacted the consumption all over world. So what has happened? Last 9 months, all over world, the milk prices have declined by 20 to 25%. But because consumption reduced, but their inflation has been double than what in India. As far as the imports is concerned, because right now all over the world, commodity prices are declined by 25 to 30% compared to the peak in April 22. And definitely, it looks very attractive that let us import. But you also have to see, if you import now, the farmer whose feed cost is 20 to 25% higher, and he is getting then 12 to 15% higher price for milk, he'll be discouraged to produce more milk. So temporarily you will buy import like you're doing in edible oil to take care of price. But what is the long-term view? You have to see long-term, the growth in milk production is not impacted. So keeping it in that mind, one has to take the decision.
So this is a perennial tussle between whether you protect the poor consumer or the vulnerable farmer. This is, I mean, in every crop, in every crop we have the same problem.
They are more poorer. They are more poorer. And you have to see, I mean, like we eat
what is the duty? What is the duty on imported skimmed milk powder? I understand it's as high as 60%. Can it be reduced to like 30%?
No, there is under tariff quota. It is only under tariff quota. It is only 10% or 15%, which NDDB or other agencies can import. So TRQ is there on skim milk powder. But right now, I don't foresee there is a shortage of skim milk powder. Right now, whatever price is available, it is available. Problem is slightly more in case of fat. And I think because of now consumer consuming more of fat-based product, I think in the next winter it will be taken care. But I think government of India will take care of what are required steps are there. You see, dairy industry also realized that we can't increase the prices the way feed costs increase, because it will impact the long-term consumption of dairy products, especially in the organized sector. So whenever a dairy company is increasing price, it is not because of profit. You can see the bottom line of all the dairy companies. There's no increase in profitability.
Rather, two quick questions.
Reduction.
So, two quick questions.
Yeah.
What do you expect will be the rise from here on? Should we be prepared for another 4-5% increase?
Well, you see, if you look into the market, demand supply, it can be expected, but looking to the overall market economy and the long term, I don't think any dairy company would like to increase further. Maybe small, slight increase here and there during, especially during the peak summer or after the summer before the monsoon season.
Okay, okay. So I just Googled to get the HS code for skimmed milk powder, and the customs duty is indeed 60%.
Yeah, it is due. It is, but you can import under TRQ.
Okay, okay. Okay, at a subsidized cost. All right. Well, we will have to see whether the government is buckling under the pressure of higher milk prices and, agreeing for a brief period. I understand that the domestic dairy industry will be impacted, but maybe it will have an eye on the consumer as well. Let's remember, this is also an election year. Last 12 months into elections. Mr. Sodhi, always a pleasure having you with us. Thank you very much for spending time.
Thank you,
so there you are.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's be prepared for slightly higher elevated milk prices up until Diwali or so, it seems. Wrap up on Bazaar on that note. It's green on the screen, so chartbusters will come up with perhaps some green trading ideas.